Hi guys and welcome back to a new video. In today's video I will be talking about the War Within and I will explain how you will be able to unlock both skywriting and steady flying in this new expansion. So as a quick reminder, skywriting is basically the new word for dragon riding, and this is something you will be able to apply to most of the different flying mounts in the game, including all the different flying mounts from previous expansions. So you will be able to use all the different dragon riding abilities with all these different flying mounts. Now, next to that, you have steady flying. And steady flying is basically the normal flying you've had since the Burning Crusade, where you can control exactly where your mount goes and where you can just, for instance, stay in the sky while flying. So these two things will be different in the War Within, and you will be able to switch from one to another. So in order to switch from skywriting to steady flying, as you can see, you will be able to come right here in your mount journal. And here you will be able to choose either if you want to be on skywriting or switch fly style. And normally when you click on this, you will be able to then go back to steady flying. And of course, if you have steady flying activated at that moment, you will be able to switch back to dragon riding or skywriting. So here, as you can see, if I try to do that, it will tell me that it requires the War Within Pathfinder to be completed in order for me to switch to steady flying. And the reason why is because unlike skywriting that you will be able to unlock very fast when you arrive in this new expansion, you will need to complete a few things in order to unlock steady flying. So when it comes to skywriting, as I mentioned, you will be able to unlock it as soon as you arrive in the Isle of Dorn. Basically, you will be asked to do 3 first main quests as part of the campaign, and then these 3 main quests will allow you to do a final quest that will require you to simply defeat a boss. And when you're defeating this boss, you will then be able to get the option to use skywriting. And like that, you will be able to then use all your different flying mounts that can skyride all around the War Within and the Isle of Dorn. And so you will be able to use skywriting as soon as you start this new expansion, which I think is really good because these different areas are really big. And like that, you will be able to go from one point to another really easily. Now, in order to unlock steady flying, you will need to get this achievement done right here, the War Within Pathfinder. And as you can see, you will need to do these 5 different things right here. So the first one is the Isle of Dorn, and as you can see, you will need to complete the following storylines in the Isle of Dorn, which is the first area where you will arrive. So these are basically the main campaign's quest lines, and when you're doing them, you will automatically get this achievement right here, the Isle of Dorn. After that, we also have the Ringing Deeps. So here again, you will need to do all the different storylines from this other area. And all these different storylines are part of the main campaign quests. So again, you should be able to get all these done pretty easily as well. Then you have Allowfall. So here, this is very similar. You need to do the different storyline in this other area of the War Within. And again, these are all part of the main campaign quests. Then you have to do the same for Askaet, and so again, here you have these 3 different storylines to complete. And then you also have the Kazalgar Explorer, and so here, as you can see, you will need to explore each of these different areas in order to get this achievement done. So normally, by doing all these different things, you will receive this meta achievement right here, and you will then be able to switch to steady flying when you're in the Isle of Dorn and in the War Within expansion. Normally, I think you should also be level 80 in order to do all these different things and at least in order to unlock this Pathfinder achievement, but it's not mentioned here when you click on it and when you see all the different requirements. So this is something that probably will be added afterward. But so these different things are honestly pretty straightforward. It doesn't really require you to do anything crazy. I would strongly suggest you to try and do all the different quests as part of the campaign when you're starting the War Within, at least on your first character, because as you can see, you will need to do all of that in order to unlock steady flying. And even though steady flying is not necessary because you will have skywriting, it's still something that is very nice, and sometimes I'm sure you will want to switch to steady flying. And so for this reason, I would recommend you, when you're leveling up, to do all the different storylines in each of these different areas. The one thing that is very nice is that there is no reputation linked to that achievement, so it means that you won't have to already unlock one reputation or anything like that in order to get the Pathfinder done. And so again, normally it shouldn't be too difficult for you to do it, especially if you really want to be able to switch to steady flying. Now, I also just want to insist on one important thing. When you're switching from skywriting to steady flying, or from steady flying to skywriting, it will impact all your different flying mounts. So it means that you cannot apply one specific flying mode to one specific mount. So for instance, if at some point you're bored with skywriting, you will be able to use steady flying and it will be applied on all your different mounts. I know that some of you were really interested in this and kind of hoped that you were going to be able to apply specific modes to specific mounts, but sadly, as you can see, it's not going to be the case. So that's pretty much it for today's video. I really hope it will help you get all of that done when the War Within will launch. I will be back very soon with more guides and more videos, and in the meantime, I wish you all a great day. Bye!